going to start in a supported child's pose. So you can go ahead and grab your pillows. I know you're just going to get them now, so take your time, stack them on top. Take the knees wide to the outside edges of the mat. Pull the pillows in nice and close. And walk the hands and chest forward. Drop an ear. It can be left or right. And feel your body start to sink into the mat, into your props. We'll take a big breath in. And let it go. Sigh it out or out the nose, whatever you need to do. Inhale nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, and let it go. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. And exhale, 1, 2, 3. Grounding onto our mat. Allowing the body to soften into your supported child's pose. Tonight's class will be more of a yang yin style class. So first half will be our flow, second half some yin. And you can drop the other ear down, so equal stretch through the neck. Allow the cheek to rest on your pillows. You might feel the hips starting to soften. Continue with the breath cycle of 3, 2, 1. And we'll set an intention here today. So setting our intention of our practice, what you would like to gain from this practice. It could be slowing down in your week, resting, exercise, movement, whatever you need, setting our intention. We'll stay here for 5 more breaths. When you finish up that fifth breath. Take your time to press yourself up. Scooch your props out of the way. And we'll come into a tabletop here. We're going to take some hip circles. So bring the hips back and forward. You might have some cracks here in the joints and the spine. You can move the other direction if you like. Listen to the body. What spot feels good? What doesn't? And we'll switch directions. Feel the tension being released. Doing some movement we don't normally do in our day. You can switch directions. And when you're ready, bring it back to a tabletop. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, cow. And let that breath go as you tuck the tailbone around the spine and pull the chin to chest, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Option to make it more dynamic here, pressing the hips back to heels, inhaling to scoop. Move through your cat-cow any way you need to today. Flow through one more round of cat-cow. And the next time you pull it into your cow, you can keep the belly dropped, keep the tailbone lifted, pull the left hip forward and look back toward it. Center, pull right hip forward, look back. Looking toward that hip. Getting some movement in the spine, left and right. One more left. And one more right. Pull it to center. We're going to walk the hands up. Extend that left leg out to the side, lining up the toes with the knees. Dropping that left hand down, left thigh. Right hand up and over for gate pose. Reaching that right hand over to the left, you should feel a stretch up the right side of the body. Inhale and exhale. Bring it back down to your tabletop. We'll switch legs. So that left knee down, right leg out to the side. Lining up the toes with the knee. Just eyeball it. Right hand down, right leg, left arm up and over. Feel the stretch down left side body. Big breath in and out. And we'll come back to center. Get your tabletop set up, spread the fingers wide. We'll tuck the toes and lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Press into the hands and push those hips back. Flatten the back. You can keep a deep bend in the knees or pedal it out. Release the head and neck. Allow it to hang down. And come to stillness. Pressing through the hands, pressing those hips back. Ripple forward, high plank, or take it low, dropping to the knees, untucking the toes. Gently lower down. The ribs touching the elbows. Inhale, baby cobra. Light in the hands, using the strength of the low back. Press the feet down. Lift the chest. And lower. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Look between the hands, walk it forward to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Fingertips reach down, crown of the head reaches down. Release through the head and neck once again. Shake the head yes and no. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. One more. Inhale, lift and lengthen halfway. Exhale, folding. Rolling up one vertebrae at a time to stand. Head and neck rises last. And when you get there, roll those shoulders forward, up, and drop them back. Palms face forward, slight bend in the knees, tucking that tailbone, mountain pose. Take a breath in and out. In and out. Thank yourself for showing up. Making this commitment to yourself, making time for yourself. Big breath in. And release. Sigh it out, let it go. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, palms touch. Optional back bend. And exhale, hands come through heart center. Lower down into your forward fold. Grab opposite elbow with opposite hand. Hang out in ragdoll. Swaying side to side here. Loosening up the low back and hamstrings. Release fingertips. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Step the left foot back, right foot stays forward. Drop back knee, untuck the toes, low lunge. Reaching the arms up. Feel that left hip pressing forward, opening. Energy through the fingertips, gazing up. Coming back to the breath. Inhale. And exhale. Let it out. We're going to drop that left hand to the inside of right foot. Right arm reaches up. Gentle twist. Lower the hand to frame the foot. Drop the palms, tuck back toes. Right foot comes back to meet left, down dog. Hips are high, press into the hands. Ripple forward, high plank. Keep it lifted or drop to the knees and tuck the toes. Engage the core, lower down nice and slow. Chin to mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Pulling that chest up. Exhale, lower the chin. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Look between the hands and walk it up. Forward fold at the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive up, palms touch overhead. Optional back bend. We're going to keep the hands together. Interlace the fingers and release index finger, crossing thumbs. Just like this. Reaching those hands up overhead, biceps toward the ears. Reaching up and over to the right, hips bump to the left. You can even take a hip width distance with the feet. More stability. Drop the shoulder blades down the back. Bring gaze up to upper left corner of the room. Center. Reach those arms up a little higher. Bump the hips right, arms to the left. Bringing that gaze up to the right. Come to center. Other side, one more on each side. A gentle stretch through the obliques. Our crescent moon pose. Center. Arms to the left, hips to the right. And center. Release the arms, reaching up. Start to pull the arms back, taking a gentle back bend. And we'll bring the hands to heart, folding down. Down through heart center, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. This time that left foot is standing forward, right foot is lifting high and back. We're gonna drop right knee and tuck the toes, taking our low lunge on the other side. That knee is stacked over ankle. Arms reaching up, energy through the fingertips. Gaze is up. You can drop right hand to the inside of left foot. Left arm reaches up. Gentle twist. Bring your gaze to the thumb. We're gonna lower that hand, frame the foot, drop the palms, tuck the back toe. Left foot comes back to meet right, down dog. Pressing the hips back. Ripple forward, high plank. Plug in the elbows, lower down, nice and slow with control. Untuck the toes, inhale, baby cobra or king cobra. Gently pressing through the hands, soft bend in the elbows. Gaze forward. Inhale. And exhale, lower. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog. We're gonna reach up that right foot, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Evenly distributing the weight in the hands. Straighten that leg, square up the hips. Look between the hands and pull right leg through. Taking a high crescent lunge here. Reach those arms up. Open the arms to the right. Come to center. Open the other way. Reaching them forward and backward. Center. Lower the hands to frame the foot. Right foot comes back to meet left, down dog. Pressing hips back. And we'll lift up left leg, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hips. Stacking the hips. Weight even in both hands. Pressing through the palms, fingertips, thumbs. Maybe even dropping that other heel. Straighten the leg, look between the hands. Pull left foot forward. Coming into a high crescent lunge. Reaching arms up. This time left foot is forward. Feel the shoulder blades drop down the back. Inhale. And exhale. Open the arms left. Take a breath. Bring it to center. And open the arms right. Bring it to center. Lower the hands to frame that left foot. Press into the palms. Left foot comes back to meet right, down dog. Hips are lifted. Ripple forward, high plank. Plug in the elbows, lower down nice and slow. Untuck the toes. Baby cobra or king cobra. Choose your back bend. Lower down, chin to the mat. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Look back at the toes and walk the hands to the back of the mat, forward fold. Crown of the head reaching down. Relaxing the head and the neck. Big breath in. And release. Inhale, halfway lift. flat back. And exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive up to standing. Palms touch overhead, optional back bend. And hands to heart. Take a breath. And release. Inhale. Exhale. You can release the hands. We're going to take a step forward with that right foot. Coming into our warrior one. So back foot's on a 45-degree angle. Lunging into right knee. Arms reach up. You should feel it stretch down the back leg. If you don't, widen the stance. Wiggle those toes forward. Dropping shoulders. We'll open the arms out. Heel toe left foot back. Turn the toes out. Coming into warrior two. Nice and deep lunge in that right leg. Shoulders line up with hips. Looking toward right fingertips. Pulling that right knee out so there's an opening in the hips. We're going to flip that right palm toward the ceiling. Left arm can come down the thigh or behind the back. Reach your right arm up. Peaceful warrior. Keep that lunge. Open the arms back out. Warrior two. We're going to drop that right arm onto right thigh. Left arm swings forward. Windmill that arm forward. And keep a lunge in that knee. Three breaths here. Swing that left arm down and back. Warrior two. Straighten the leg. Pivot the toes so the feet are parallel. Hands come to hips. Inhale, gazes up. Exhale, folding forward, coming to our wide leg forward fold. Drop the fingertips, keep your flat back. Feel the stretch through the hamstrings. Option to wiggle the feet further apart. And when you're ready, start to lower the crown of the head, releasing through the neck. Rounding down. Walk those hands forward. Bend through the knees. Bring one hand up at a time to the hips. Press through the feet and come up. We'll pivot here. So left foot can turn forward. Heel toe right foot up a few steps. Coming into our warrior one. So turn the right toes toward the upper right corner of the mat. Lunge into left leg. Hips are squared forward. Arms reach up. Energy through those fingertips. Maybe even bring your gaze up to challenge the balance. Open the arms out. Coming into our warrior two. Heel toe right foot back a few steps. Turn the toe out. Taking a deep lunge in left foot. Gaze to left fingers. We're gonna flip left palm. Right hand comes down the thigh or behind the back. Left hand coming up overhead, peaceful warrior. Gazing up toward that left hand. Reaching arms out, warrior two. Lower that left arm to the thigh. Right arm windmills forward, bicep over ear. Holding for 2 more breaths. We're gonna reach that right arm back, come back into warrior two. Straighten that left leg. Pivot the toes so that the left toes are parallel to right. We're gonna heel toe the feet in. Turn the toes out. Heels are about hip width apart. Coming into a garland squat, hands to heart center. Thumbs press into the sternum. Begin to squat all the way down onto your mat. If the heels lift, you're welcome to wiggle the feet a little further apart. Keep pressing those thumbs into the chest and the elbows press open the knees. If you're having some trouble with balance, wiggle the feet further apart. For more of a challenge, bring them closer. You're tucking that tailbone under. So you're not totally forward. You want to sit up pretty straight here. Big breath in. And out. Staying here 5 more full rounds of breath. If a pose is a bit uncomfortable, try to see it through, challenge yourself, move past that comfort zone. If a pose is a little too uncomfortable, back right off. After the next exhale, you can begin to work your way onto the knees, come to a tabletop, maybe tap out those feet, coming out of your garland squat. Tuck the toes, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. One more time, pedal it out. Dropping one heel, then the other. We'll be moving into our yin portion. So that right foot can come up, three-legged dog. Look between the hands, pull that right knee directly behind right wrist. Drop that leg and wiggle that left knee back. You can reach for your pillows here if you want to use some props. Tuck one under right hip for some support. And I like to put one in front of me to support my wrists. We sit high in our king pigeon for a few breaths. Allow the hips to settle in. In our yin poses, we stay a little longer. So make sure you're comfortable. Yin is about 3 to 5 minute holds for your poses. When you're ready, you can begin to drop to the forearms if that's comfortable for you. If it's not, stay high in your king pigeon. You can stack your fists and release the forehead onto your hands. And try to release that upper body. Release the tension you're holding on to. Move past the discomfort of your pigeon. Allow the mind to wander. Only happy places, positive thoughts. There is no time in our practice for to-do lists or chores. Staying 3 more breaths here. When you're finished that last exhale, start to press yourself up. Remove your props, keep them close. And take your time here. You can come into a tabletop first, gently coming out of your pigeon. And when you're ready, tucking the toes and lifting the hips, down dog. Pedal it out, wake up that right leg. When you're ready, three-legged dog, left foot reaches up. Look to the hands, left knee behind left wrist. Dropping that leg and wiggle the right toes back. Pigeon on the other side. Grab your props, place them where they're needed. And you might feel a huge difference in one side compared to the other. That's totally normal. I know personally with my right side, I can flop right into my pigeon, but left takes a lot of convincing. Allow the hips to settle in your king pigeon, staying nice and high. And try to flex that left foot. It helps protect the knee joint. When you're ready, begin to drop to the forearms. Option to stack your fists and release the forehead onto them. Allow that upper body to release down. Release tension in the neck and head, shoulders, chest. Feeling the stretch in that left glute. Maybe that low back. We'll stay here 3 more full rounds of breath. Slowing down that inhale and exhale. When you feel ready, slowly start to press yourself up. Move those props over to the side where you can still reach them. Tuck the back toes and come to either a tabletop to stretch it out, or you can bring it to your down dog to stretch. If you do come to your down dog, pedal it out. Drop one heel, the other. Begin to lower down onto the belly. Grab a pillow or two. Tuck it under the upper part of your belly. Coming into a Sphinx pose. Drop the forearms down, palms down. The elbows are directly under the shoulders. The tops of the feet are down. Supported Sphinx pose. Supporting the belly and the chest if that feels good for you. A passive back bend here. Deep breath in. And out. Allow the mind to quiet down. We'll stay here about 6 more full rounds of breath. Big breath in. And sigh it out. 2 more in. And out. Last one. Inhale. And let it go. Sigh it out. Release through the mouth. You can begin to press into the hands and lift yourself back. You can press the hips back for a brief second. And we're going to leave the pillows on the mat, so stack them on top of each other. We'll make our way down to a supported fish. So sitting, facing away from them, pull them nice and close to the back, and slowly walk the hands back, dropping the back. Tuck the shoulder blades under the body, flop the palms out, maybe even wiggle the feet a little further apart. Option to take a reclined butterfly with the legs. So soles of the feet come together, knees split wide. Open up the hips. If that doesn't work for you today, relax the legs completely, nice and long. Opening up the chest with these last few poses, opening up the heart. Coming into Cancer season, allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, open, sensitive. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale. And exhale. Three more breaths right where you are. When you feel ready, extend those legs long. Drop the hands beside you and slowly press yourself up. You can move those pillows down so you can still reach them. And begin to lower down onto your back. When you come down, you can pull those knees into the chest. And we'll go side to side here. Maybe circle it around. Massage that low back. You can grab one knee in each hand and circle apart. Together. Open the hips. Releasing the low back. Switch directions. When you feel ready, lower those feet. Option to tuck the pillows underneath the knees for your final Shavasana. And walk those feet out further than hip width. Hands can rest on the belly. You can have one hand on the heart. Down to your sides, palms up. Gesture of receiving, or palms down for grounding. Find your final resting pose wherever that may be. Make yourself comfortable. Finding your breath. Take a breath in for 3, 2, 1, and out for 3, 2, 1. In for 3, and out for 3, for 3. And out for 3. Continue this breath cycle as long as you need. Coming back to that intention you set at the beginning of your class. What part of this class resonated with you the most? At what point did you think to yourself, this is where I need to be? Staying here as long as you need to this evening. Thank you so much for joining me for our final spring class. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Namaste.